Yawning is one of the most familiar human behaviors. We do it when we're tired, when we wake up, when we're bored, and sometimes just because someone else does it. It's so common that we rarely think about it. But despite how familiar yawning is, for a long time, no one really understood why we do it. So why do humans yawn? And what purpose does yawning actually serve? For many years, the most popular explanation was simple. Yawning was believed to increase oxygen. The idea was that when you're tired, your breathing becomes shallow, and yawning helps bring more oxygen into the body. It sounds logical, but experiments didn't support it. Researchers found that increasing oxygen levels doesn't make people yawn more. Lowering oxygen doesn't reduce yawning either. People yawn at roughly the same rate, regardless of oxygen concentration. That explanation didn't hold up. Yawning isn't about oxygen. Another common belief is that yawning signals boredom, but that doesn't explain everything either. People yawn before important events, before exams, before performances, before athletic competition, moments where boredom clearly isn't the cause. Something else is happening. Today, the strongest explanation focuses on the brain, specifically brain temperature and alertness regulation. The brain functions best within a very narrow temperature range. When it gets slightly warmer than optimal, mental performance begins to drop. Reaction time slows. Focus decreases. Attention wanders. Yawning appears to help counteract this. When you yawn, several physical changes happen at once. You inhale deeply. Your jaw stretches wide. Blood flow to the brain increases. Cooler air enters through the mouth and nose, while warmer blood is pushed away from the brain. The combined effect is subtle cooling, not dramatic one, but enough to improve efficiency. Yawning works like a gentle reset. This helps explain when yawning happens most often. Yawning occurs during transitions, when waking up, when getting sleepy, when shifting between tasks, when attention begins to drift. Yawning helps the brain recalibrate. Yawning also appears across the animal kingdom. Mammals yawn, birds yawn, reptiles yawn. In many animals, yawning happens right before activity rather than before rest. This suggests yawning prepares the brain for alertness, not sleep. But yawning has another unusual feature. It spreads. Yawning is contagious. Seeing someone yawn can trigger the urge almost instantly. Even hearing or reading about yawning can be enough to cause it. Contagious yawning doesn't appear at birth. It develops later in childhood, and it's more common between people who know each other, friends, family members, social groups. This pattern led scientists to connect yawning with social awareness and empathy. Brain imaging studies support this idea. Contagious yawning activates regions of the brain linked to social processing and emotional mirroring. Your brain unconsciously matches the internal state of someone else. From an evolutionary perspective, this may have helped groups stay synchronized. If one individual's alertness dropped, others adjusted as well. Yawning may have helped early human groups coordinate attention and readiness. This brings us to an important question. If yawning is so noticeable and sometimes socially awkward, why didn't evolution eliminate it? The answer is simple. Yawning was useful. It provided multiple benefits at once. It helped regulate brain performance. It helped manage transitions in alertness, and it helped groups stay aligned. Behaviors that provide several advantages tend to persist. Yawning wasn't a flaw, it was efficient. In modern life, yawning can feel inappropriate. We cover our mouths, we suppress it in meetings, we apologize for it. That's because yawning now carries social meaning, but biologically it's still doing what it always did. So yawning isn't laziness, it isn't rudeness, and it isn't a lack of oxygen. It's an automatic biological response designed to keep the brain functioning efficiently. Once you understand that, yawning feels different, not like a bad habit, but like a signal, a quiet reminder that your brain is adjusting itself to stay balanced. This has been Questions Answered. Have you ever started yawning just because someone else did? Let me know in the comments. And if there's an everyday question you've always wondered about, suggest it below. It might become a future video. If you enjoy learning how everyday things work, consider subscribing to Questions Answered. Thanks for watching.